Hey everyone, this is Liz.
And this is Andressa.
And we are here back with you on a Thursday to share some great content around partnerships. Because they can be amazing, they also could be what?
Disastrous.
So we're going to get into all that. Andressa and I partnered together. We run the Real Estate Investor podcast, so definitely for the women watching this and the ladies in your life, check that out. It's a podcast, it's a community supporting women being financially free and balanced. So check that out. But this Thursday we're going to talk about, really about partnerships. And I just want to also make one quick little plug that we're behind the Hive. We're located here at the Hive this Thursday. Real quick, if you are in the Mercer County area or really anywhere, I think there's a few different locations. The Hive is co-working space. And we basically have an office building here in Trenton, but we also have memberships for the Hive. So you can just come, work, hang out. There's a pool, not pool table, there's a ping pong table.
That's cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of community and a lot of great things happening here. So definitely check it out. We'll put the link below. But if you're working from home and you're in the Mercer County area and you're just like, you know what, I just need somewhere to go because I'm a little tired of looking at the same walls and looking at no one for that matter. Come out and check it out. So those memberships and all that good stuff. So
very cool.
So partnerships. Andressa and I have worked together on flips. What have we done? We've done
flips, new construction,
and the Real Estate Investor podcast.
Yeah.
And also the Trenton stuff.
Yeah, turnkey property.
Yeah, so we do a lot together, and we've been in business. My husband and I have been in business 13 years, and we're partners. But you can have partners that work like seamless, and it can work really well. This business is a team sport. So if you're in this business long enough, you will probably need a partner at some point. So we're not talking about something that like some people do and some people don't. Honestly, anyone I know in this business has a partner on some level.
Yeah.
Because you can't bring it all to the table. It's too hard.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get into four things. There's a lot you need, but four we're going to talk about that you need to have a successful partnership.
Yes.
Because we've lived it. There are partnerships we've had that have been really successful, and there are partnerships that haven't ended well. And I can tell you that. It's not a fun experience. So I want you to avoid those experiences at all costs.
Yeah.
So what's the first one, Andressa?
The first thing that we're going to talk about is about diversity and how important is that. If you are looking for people to work with you that are exactly like you, what value are they adding to your business? What skills do they have? What are their strengths? And how can you guys balance things out? So when you're looking for partners, first you need to know yourself very, very well, right? Do the PI assessment, Strengths Finder assessments, and there are tons of tools out there. So you know what you're good at and what you're not that good. And therefore, you can look for the people that have what you don't have, and then you can leverage everything else. Liz and I, we have similar values, don't get me wrong on that part, and she's gonna talk about that in depth a little bit later, but we are very different, but we use that in our advantage. If you listen to our podcast, you will see different perspectives, and that's the beauty of partnerships. I respect her and she respects me, and therefore we use our diversity to grow our business. So when looking for partners, know where you're at, know your values and align to that, but use the different perspectives. I come from Brazil. I have a different way of thinking and using different types of words and executing things. So Liz, use that to your advantage when you are finding partners.
Awesome. So diversity is key in partnerships.
Yeah.
But there are things you want to be aligned with and actually have some similarities. So while you have different skills and personalities and approaches, awesome, but you definitely want to have two things that are actually the same. One, you have to be aligned with your goals, and two, you have to be aligned with your values.
Yeah.
Here's an example. I might have the goal to quit my job in 12 months, and we run our business, so I don't actually have a job right now. That's my job. But that might be my goal, right? So I say to someone, in 12 months, I want to quit my job. I partner up with someone who loves their job, and they have no desire to quit their job. Well, it may not be aligned with our goals. It doesn't mean that partnership can't work,
right?
But they better be really clear on their communication and clear on who's doing what, because our goals are a little different. Some people need cash today. You know, this business can be great, but it's long term sometimes.
Yeah.
But I need cash today, okay? You know, for lots of reasons, we all need cash. Other people might be like, I can wait. I got cash in other places, my spouse, what have you. Again, that's not something that doesn't mean it can't work, but you better know who needs what, when. Because if you don't have that conversation, then one person's like, whoa, I need to get paid today. And the other person's like, well, I can wait. Well, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to paying bills and all that good stuff. So, and I've given you these examples because we've had these conversations with the partnerships that haven't worked, okay? To tell you that straight on. The other thing though is your values. What do you value? Are you in this for the long term? Are you in this for the short term? What's the point of even doing this? There's a lot of businesses that get involved in.
Yeah.
We both really like real estate. We also like helping people. So as we've created our podcast and created our community, Andres and I have always said, yes, we're developing some products and services to support women in this business, which we're in the process of doing. Yeah. But in addition to that, we're passionate about it. So we value this together. It's not like I woke up one day like, I just want to, help women because I have nothing else to do. I have a lot to do, and so does she. I mean, really, if someone said to me, how are you finding time to do it? I'd be like, I have no idea. I get up like 4 a.m. usually because I'm passionate about this. We both value this. So that's the other thing, is that when you're meeting people, where you're different, but where are you similar? From the perspective of your goals and your values. And if there's difference, get clear on those differences and get aligned, get connected on that. If you don't, it will end not so well.
Yeah, I also will recommend to get clear prior of starting the job. Prior of
signing the contract. Or creating an LLC together.
Create
or whatever.
that. And I remember we did our PI assessment and
personality assessment.
Yes, and our contract spells out what each person will be responsible for and all the expectations in terms of payments, who takes care of what, in case somebody dies, what happens. So all of this stuff you gotta get prior of entering a relationship with somebody and get to know the person. Is that person a fun person to work with, or he or she is just like a nag bomb? I refuse. It doesn't matter how much zeros your account have. I can't deal with that. That person that doesn't trust somebody or has like control issues.
Low baggage. Yeah.
It doesn't add. So you want to work with people that have the big why in mind. I also am interested in their vision. What do they do in their lives outside real estate? I want to have that relationship. Liz and I did our first deal, I think 2 years after we met. So we built that relationship first. It was a solid one, and I believe that helped us to continue our journey as partners. Now I'm gonna talk about working on your business, which is different than working in your business, right? So the daily based tasks that you do, checking out properties, talking to contractors, and all of that good stuff, it's necessary, yes, but I will also request you to spend some time, if you can weekly, if you cannot monthly basis. Liz and I meet in a monthly basis for a meeting where we work on our business, on developing systems, standard operating procedures, and where we are taking the next step, what products, what services we are looking to develop, and what is the next steps, the plan for the 6 months or the next month. We are moms, we wear different hats, so we need to plan that accordingly because we don't have full days every day to work specifically on that. So we juggle things around, and our communication it's on point in terms of, here's the plan, how we're gonna execute. Oh, we need to adjust here and there. And also we leverage our time. I don't need to be in every single call the Liz is, and vice versa. Sometimes we have podcasts and interviews where she's present, I'm not, and we leverage that. And that's when you have the time to grow your business, even though if you have a short period of time devoted to doing that. It is possible. We're growing our community. We have our Facebook community page that has about 500 members in just a couple of months. Our podcast that was launched in February 2018 has more than 20,000 downloads. So we're growing very well. I will certainly recommend you to work on your business in a regular basis.
Yeah, and I would just add one more thing there too, is that you have to work on the business so you can course correct.
Yes.
It's like any relationship. Would you really just get into a relationship with someone and then be like, we're good for the next 5 years? Like that, I don't know about you, but I mean, I have to work on my relationship with my husband every single day. It takes energy. It takes energy to work on any really important relationship. If you're partnering with someone, you sure as hell better be working on that relationship, because if you don't, all the little things that frustrate you and them are going to become big things. Yeah. And then it can end up in court. And I will tell you that from experience. So we want to avoid that for you. And you want to start small, and you want to work on the business, work on the relationship. Yeah. Don't just talk about tasky stuff all the time. Your relationship will end up, you're not even sure what you guys are talking about. So make sure it's on the business. That's her point. Yes. And do something fun together. Go have lunch, go do something fun, get to know each other, get in relationship. Same thing you would do for any special relationship.
Yes.
Okay, so the last point here, and the last thing you need to do to have a strong partnership and to keep a partnership going is to be effective at adapting your style to them. Here's what I mean. The whole point of partnership is that person A brings something, person B brings something different, and that's diversity, and that's awesome. However, diversity can cause challenges. It can cause communication disconnects. It can cause a lot of stuff that just, you're coming at the world differently than somebody. So therefore, you're not going to always be on the same page. So therefore, there's going to be conflict, and then communication kind of disconnects. And those happen. Those happen in our relationship. Yeah. Those happen in all important relationships. But you work through it, and you get stronger as a result. That's the key. So what I mean by adapting your style, say you have an extrovert, someone who likes to process things verbally. Then you have somebody who's more of an introvert, who's quieter, more thoughtful. They're going to communicate differently. So the extrovert could say, well, they need to communicate more. They don't communicate enough with me. Well, yeah, they could say that. But trying to have people change is useless. It's not going to work. What you need to do is adapt your style to them. Say, okay, I like communication. I like talking all the time. They don't. Okay. How can you do something that kind of meets your needs and their needs at the same time? And you can only do that by adapting. They adapt a little, you adapt a little, and you meet in the middle. Okay? Because if you don't do that and expect them to change or be more like you, you're going to seriously, it's better just to take your head and bang it against the wall than to get that result. People aren't going to change for you. You need to change or adapt. And if they're your partner and you bought property together, then you should be adapting to them. That's just kind of makes sense so you guys can build your partnership.
Yeah, I think that this is a very specific and important point where you take responsibility and ownership in order to move things along and find a common ground. When we say, oh, the issue and the problem is on him or her, then there's no power here. And when you say, what can I do? Or propose, what can we do in order for us to, I respect your view, I want to meet your needs, but I also want to be heard. How can we work this out?
Yep, absolutely. So those are the four. So again, where can you be aligned? Where do you need to be different? How can you work on your business and your relationship as a partnership? And lastly, how can you adapt to them so you can meet their needs, and then by meeting their needs, you're meeting your own.
Yes.
So good luck with your partnerships. Make it happen. And thanks for watching.
Thank you. Ciao.